Aman stepped off the wooden ship after a month at sea. He was barefoot, hungry, and confused, but grateful that the SS Pongola from Madras brought everyone safely to South Africa. The skies of South Africa stretched wide over the fields of Natal. He was far from his home in India. The air was thick with salt and sweat. He held no belongings, only the memory of his mother's last words. Keep your soul clean, Aman, no matter how dirty the world gets. The men on the docks shouted in an English accent that was difficult to understand. He was herded into a wagon with the other Indian labourers and taken to the sugarcane estates in Natal, to a place called Kearsley Estate in Stanger. Aman woke before the sun every day and worked until dusk, cutting cane and hauling it to carts. His hands bled and the sun blistered his skin. Every morning, Aman whispered to himself, "One day I will be free." His first days in the cane fields were punishing. He couldn't swing the heavy sickle properly, and the cane leaves slashed his arms like knives. The sun roasted his back. Overseers yelled, and food was little more than boiled mealie meal. But even through the pain, he listened. Aman learnt where to find shade, how to use leaves of wild herbs as bandages, and how to avoid the overseer's rage. Every night he whispered to the stars, "One day I will have my own land." Aman met Ravindran, a boy similar to his age who arrived a few years later from India. They shared their food and retold family stories from back home. For their labor, they were provided with small shelters, given food as rations, and 5 shillings per month. Aman sent money to his family back home in India to help with expenses. Behind the worker quarters, Aman found a patch of earth nobody used. He started planting small seeds he saved from rotten vegetables. Weeks passed, tiny green shoots pushed through. He had created something that the overseers couldn't take away. The garden became a secret refuge. Others joined him. Flowers bloomed beside onions. In a world of sweat and commands, the garden was a whisper of freedom. One day, a boy collapsed in the field. The overseer turned away. Aman did not. He dropped his sickle, carried the boy through the scorching heat, and forced open the infirmary doors. For this, he was whipped, but the boy lived. That evening, the older labourers looked at Aman differently. One man placed a hand on his shoulder and simply said, "You are a lion, little one." As Aman grew taller and stronger, others looked to him. He taught younger boys how to survive, how to avoid injury, and how to cook with herbs and salt. In quiet rebellion, they endured. On his 27th birthday in 1916, Aman's indenture ended after 11 years at Kearsley Estate, Stanger. The clerk handed him a slip of paper. He couldn't read it, but he knew what it meant. He stepped out the gates, his head held high. He grabbed the money he had saved over the years that he had carefully hidden in a tin box beneath his bed. After saying his goodbyes to Ravindran and the other workers, Aman left to northern Zululand to work in a pineapple plantation. He worked there for 2 years. He then left Zululand to an Indian settlement in Clarewood, which took about a day and a half to get to by horse and cart. He went to Clarewood hoping to reconnect with relatives he had heard about that arrived from India years ago. One day, as he walked to the local shops whistling to himself, he suddenly heard his name. "Aman! Aman! Is that you?" Aman turned around and to his delight he sees Madurai Pillai, his relative from India. A familiar face. He smiled and ran to him and hugged him. He lived with Madurai for a few months before venturing out to look for the land he dreamt about every day. Aman eventually made his way to Newlands, a small district near Durban. He found a half-blind Indian merchant named Mr. Rajan who had once been indentured too. Mr. Rajan sold Aman a tiny plot, just a quarter acre of dry, hard soil, for 30 shillings. It was near the river, far from roads. "It's not much," Rajan said. "It's mine," Aman replied. With help from passers-by and children he once worked beside, Aman built a one-room home. He dug a well. He planted beans, chilies, and maize from borrowed seeds. Slowly, the land came alive. Other freed workers came to Aman, seeking a place to stay, to grow, to rest. He shared what he had. Within a year, the plot became a small camp with a few homes, one shared fire, and laughter every evening. Aman eventually owned 30 acres and was known across Newlands as a generous, fair man. He never learned to read or write, but every harvest he fed dozens. "I came here with nothing," he'd say, "and planted everything I needed." I hope you enjoyed episode 2 about my grandfather, which we have tried to recreate with the little facts we have come to learn about him over the years. Please check out episode 1 for his journey from India. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe.